Don't look at that.
What the hell?
Oh my god, I'm a terrible YouTuber.
It's very hard.
Oh, I gotta carve a mouth on this thing. Dang it, that didn't help. So I had this really cool piece. I have no idea what kind of wood this is. It's pretty solid, pretty hard wood. Very tight grain. Comes from something that's old for sure. But as you can tell, it's very thin. So I'm planning on cutting it into several pieces. The problem is this one side just looks a lot better than the other side. So I was thinking about cutting it down the middle, and so I can have like two bookends, basically matching ends. I may completely ruin this piece of wood, but it seems interesting, so I'm gonna try that. Oh my god, I'm a terrible YouTuber. So I wasn't recording when I made the first cut. You didn't really miss anything, but it has an interesting smell. It smells, it has almost a cedar smell. Yeah, it definitely has kind of a cedar smell. It's weird. It doesn't look like cedar, at least any cedar that I've ever seen. If that gives anybody any clues, I'm really interested to find out what this is. All right, I'm gonna really try not to screw this up. This is dangerous. I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna do it. We must persevere. All right, well, we're gonna do something different then. So yeah, I'll just glue all these together like this. That'll be on the outside. That should be fine. Whoa. Don't look at that.
What the hell? How long have I been recording?
It's very hard. This is some pretty hard wood. Definitely not what I would have expected from cedar. It smells like cedar, so I mean that's like the only thing I could think. Maybe there's another wood out there that smells strong like cedar. I don't know. I don't want it to be on fire. Well, maybe just a little bit. I'm causing that seam to open up a little bit where I glued them together. Oh, I gotta carve a mouth on this thing. You'll just have to ignore my nasty knees. I normally wear jeans, but it's hot, okay? Kind of cracked the wood a little bit. Maybe I should use a different tool for this part. Not the best, not the worst. I usually like to dip these probably about 3 times to get the wood sealed and get the surface finish that I want. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, get in there. Oh, you're making me look bad in front of my friends. Hey, Do you mind? I'm trying to film. There's still some scratches. You're looking at it too close anyway. Hold on. That's better. Look at it. Perfect. Alright, this is after 3 coats of the polyacrylic. I think that's good enough to seal it and move forward. Filled up that crack pretty good. Shouldn't be too visible once the clear coat goes on. Hopefully I won't have to put too much lead because I didn't think about it. I put my signature pretty far forward, and we'll find out here pretty soon where the lead's gonna have to go. If I can even fit any lead in this thing, it's very heavy. Alright, let's find out if this floats. Dang it, it actually floats a lot harder than I was expecting. Sitting on a little bit of an angle, the density of wood is probably different. I'll see if I can add some weight to it. I think this is 3 grams. Dang it. That didn't help. Yep, I think that's gonna be perfect. 2 grams. Well, I thought I was being kind of smart with these. I made a 1, 2, and a 3 gram test weight that I could just throw on the hooks, but apparently I'm gonna need a bigger test tank. So I really wasn't thinking whenever I put my signature on this earlier. So I need my lead to go about right here in order for the bait to be balanced, but my signature's in the way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill a hole right here going in at an angle. I'm actually going to try something different with this lead hole. I'm a sucker for little details. I have to say, I'm actually really happy with how this came out. I do wish that the wood grain would have maybe popped a little bit more. It seemed like it kind of stood out a little bit more before I started cutting on the piece of wood. And as you can see, there's a little bit of texture on the clear coat on this side, which I'm not real happy about, but it's not that big of a deal. And this side came out pretty much perfect. Yeah, my clear coat got a few bubbles in it right there. Not very happy about that either. The clear lead hole, it's kind of an interesting detail. So I wasn't able to get really great action footage. I went out kind of late and the sun just wasn't right, and I was holding my phone to film. It just, you know, but it has really good action. It's one of those lures where it needs kind of a slow to medium retrieve. If you go too fast, it's got so much action that it just like wants to like kind of go out of control. But it does have phenomenal action. I'm not sure. I might make this for sale. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description to my Etsy shop. If I decide to sell it, it'll be on there. And I still have a few other lures on there if anybody's interested.